Hello and welcome back to another episode of A Squirrel Plays. Today we'll be talking about video games for a change, and to be more specific, we'll be talking about the multiplayer side of video games. Although I would like to start this video off by clarifying something. I am not here to change your mind. I am here to stretch it and question it. This little squirrel is going to keep those wrinkles from going smooth. You will notice that both the thumbnail and the title of the video contain a question, not a statement. An odd question, some of you might think, and I'd be willing to bet the younger you are, the stranger it sounds. How could multiplayer possibly be a bad thing for video games? Don't people love playing games together? They do. But how much are they willing to give up or accept in order to make that happen? You may not think it, but we are social creatures, you and I. Even if we spend our time huddled up in the safety of our own homes, staring into a screen of pixels that is our digital fantasy, we long to spend that time with someone else. Thanks to the internet, that's an extremely easy feat in this day and age. With a few simple clicks, we can be connected to thousands of people across the entire globe. Doesn't matter if you're in Japan, Canada, Taiwan, Germany, China, or even the dead center of Texas. Your friends can be there in the blink of an eye. Wonderful thing, technology keeping us close enough together so that we can argue to our heart's content. It sounds good, doesn't it? No matter where I go or what happens in my life, I'll never be separated from people to play games with. Years ago, I had to be within physical range. That friend of mine had to be sitting next to me on the same couch or the floor if that was your style. I had to hand him the second controller so he could be physically plugged into the same console. Once we were both plugged in, we could take on hordes of aliens in Contra, or take turns stomping on Goombas in the Mushroom Kingdom, or hop into our go-karts and go for a race. And then as we got a little older and a bit more competitive, we entered the world of the third dimension, and it was time to shoot each other with an assortment of flashy pixel-filled effects. Really tickles the old nostalgia bone, doesn't it? Why then, Mr. Squirrel, could you possibly think multiplayer is a bad thing? It's not so much multiplayer as a concept, I think, has become a bad thing for video games. It's what we're willing to give up and accept in order to have just that. Ask yourself this. How many times have you played a game that was well below average, but you still had fun because you were with a friend? I'll go first, and we'll use Gang Beasts as an example. In concept, a fun and silly game, but in practice, a horrible experience. Did I laugh and have fun with my friends? I most certainly did. We laughed because it was silly, and we made jokes about how broken the game was. You could say we had fun at the game's expense, but we were the ones that paid money for it. And after our first attempt, we never picked it up again. And if you want a game that's a bit more popular, to use an example, look no further than Ark Survival Evolved. Me and a friend of mine had a lot of fun in this game during its early stages of development. Again, we were laughing and enjoying the countless bugs and silly things that were happening. Watching dinosaurs randomly flip upside down or giant sharks swim in the air was humorous to say the least. On top of that, we were excited for what the game was supposed to become, which, as we all know, it never did. Why would it, if people were constantly playing together as it was? Again, we were laughing at the game's expense, but ultimately our own, as we were the ones that fronted the bill. Keplerth, Raft, 7 Days to Die, Astroneer, Earth Defense Force, Risk of Rain, even a game as lovable as Deep Rock Galactic. Rock and stone, brother. But when your friends log off, and when that little status icon goes gray, and you see the dreaded word offline, what happens? All those monsters your friendship kept at bay start to come out. Almost as though you had been playing with the lights off the entire time, somebody has come into the room and flipped them on. Now you can see all those bugs running around, the stains on the wall, the cracks in the ceiling. You can even hear the leaky faucet in the next room over. You can see with clear 20/20 vision now just how much of a drag Keplerth is. You can feel the jankiness of Raft. Your space buggy is nowhere to be found because Astroneer decided to randomly launch it into orbit, and it's just not as funny when you're by yourself. You start to wonder how 7 Days to Die can be in an early access state for 10 years, and it leaves you scratching your head, asking yourself, how did we end up here? You're impressed at just how many missions Earth Defense Force managed to squeeze into its game without you noticing they were just repeats, and you realize that Risk of Rain is actually fairly boring. Worst of all, when you're playing Deep Rock Galactic by yourself and mining in the depths, you realize what's creeping around in the shadows. It's not a dreadnought coming for you. It's the fact that the game was not designed for you. Sure, it says you can play solo because that means more customers. But once you actually try it, the truth becomes clear. You are not meant to be alone in this game. Later, when you join back up with your friends for another round, you start to remember all those dreaded issues you saw. All of a sudden, things have changed. Or at least, that's one squirrely theory I've had of late. I believe that the enjoyment we get socializing with our friends helps turn a blind eye to a game's shortcomings. But if the point of the game is to have fun, did it not do its job? It's a question that I find myself having a hard time answering. If me and my friends only played games that were complete and properly put together, well, we'd barely play anything. We'd spend our time perusing the digital storefront, digging deeper and deeper in hopes of finding something that was put together by people with an IQ higher than your current blood alcohol level. Only when we found that hidden gem would we actually be able to play together. But how good would it be when we finally found that gem? Instead of making memories of all the terrible games we played, the glitches we found, and the bugs we hoped to get patched but never did, and the hours wasted modding, tweaking, and trying to fix the game, what if we made more positive memories? Instead of growing closer through aggravation and pain trying to find something fun to do, what if we made memories by playing a decent game together? Instead of, hey man, you remember that time you tried to capture that raptor in Ark and it fell through the map at the last second? That was hilarious. What if we said, hey man, you remember that time we tried to catch a raptor and a T-Rex came stomping around the corner? I didn't think we were going to make it. I feel like having an encounter with a T-Rex that was working as intended would leave us with longer lasting and more treasured memories. But what do you guys think? Am I just old and grumpy? Am I asking too much from the industry? Is it all well and good so long as we're having fun? Or do you think that we've been taken advantage of? Let me know your thoughts, and remember to stay safe and have fun, because you know what they say, that's the most important part of the game. Ho, wait a minute. I just realized I completely forgot to do the shout out, and I'm going to blame it on the fact that my workspace is a complete mess at the moment, because I just recently got me one of those fancy schmancy rising desks that I can stand at now. So today's shout out is going to go to a subscriber I got a long time ago, but I really liked his name, and his name is Yetatron 5000 Beep Beep Lettuce. I have no idea what it means, but I like it. It's funny.